these frequencies straight to light left turn. Anytime you forget, anytime the world gets loud, anytime turn left, talks back, then keep right. Just breathe, just be, just.
But it is really beautiful today. Yeah. And I'm happy because, you know, it's been raining.
It has been. It's been weird weather, that's for sure.
Yes. Oh, look at the little fella. What is that called?
A ring-tailed lemur.
Oh.
Yep. And did you need to use the restroom or anything?
Oh, no, I already used the bathroom.
And the same birds.
Okay.
There's nothing. Stop here first, you know, to get kind of an idea. Alrighty, we have a couple monkeys in here. They are called the Braza, and named after a French explorer. There's one back over there in the corner. Yeah, that's Mika. And
Mika.
they all have that white beard and that brown unibrow. That is not so much for camouflage, but for non-verbal communicating. So even in the Congo, they live in swamps and they swim. So they're very adaptable. Oh yeah. Yeah. But you know, little things like that, a fire hose contraption, they'll hide food and things like that. They have to let like what see the straw down there, what they'll do. A Padus monkey. They spend their days down on the ground. Color lets you know that they live in the savannas where it's brown, not a lot of green foliage. When they're down foraging, the males are always in the high vantage point. There's our male inside sleeping cubicle up there. That's his favorite spot because he can survey everything. In the wild, if the males see danger, they sound the alarm. The troop will run. And one of the girls is out there sunbathing. The other one's lying down, taking a nap. Okay,
That must be the girl, and that's the boy.
yeah. No, these are brothers. These are two.
Brothers?
But they are the fastest land animal, and that top speed is 70 miles an hour.
You look like a big
about
dog.
20 seconds. And while they're resting, other animals will come steal their
Hi.
food.
That's why they're so slender.
With cheetahs, they are successful on the initial hunt about 67% of the time, which is extremely good. Lions are good about 20% of the time. But after that 60-some%, they lose 50% of it to other animals. So they have to do it all over again. So to break that cycle, they prefer to spring out. And they can go 0 to 60 in around 3 seconds.
Wow.
Their front
That's fast.
paws are designed with claws partially extended for grip. So they can just really get going. But that's why they can't climb a tree. To climb a tree, a cat needs retractable claws. Their claws are not retractable.
Thank God.
Also,
They would have tore
when
everything
a
up.
cat climbs, they trim their paws in like this. And they climb. Cheetahs cannot trim their paws in. They're fused
This is beautiful.
because they're runners.
That one's stretching.
Very curious.
got pointed ears, means she hunts by sound.
Oh.
If they would hear a bird or something up in the tree, it can jump up to 8 feet. That's why they're also known as an African jumping cat. She knows that breakfast is coming. After the drive, if you get luck, as long as you have your wristband, you can come back down here on your own, like after lunch if you like. There's no time limit.
How does she get it in that cage so she doesn't have to worry about it?
Probably just open it.
And then it goes.
Just when, pretty much whenever. But you notice they got the little hammock set up for them. And they're getting excited because they know what's coming.
Are they just fed once a day?
Yeah, all these in the wild, especially the lemurs are right here.
Oh, that's so cute. Full grown, huh?
Yeah, that is not the smallest of the antelopes, but it is one of the smallest.
You don't think of them as peanuts.
Yeah, it's called a blue diker.
How cute you are.
Again, diker is an Afrikaans word that means diver. In the wild, when these are startled, they just dive under the nearest bush. There's various types of diker. This is called a blue diker because underneath their eye, you can barely make out there's a half-inch little line. And that's a gland that secretes a blue substance that they use to mark their territory.
Huh. What a bird's in there.
Yeah, he's in here because he's protected. Yeah, these other birds will see.
He just jumped. He's scared.
Yeah, these are
You just forget how big those are, don't you?
He's so fat.
Yeah, they're big.
You
This
think
is
they're gonna
the
be like
third
this
largest rodent. The largest rodent is the capybara
So funny.
in South Africa, or South America, and the American beaver. These are about the size of an American. The difference between these and our North American variety is that quill. North American quill.
Oh my goodness, it's two of them. You didn't see it either, huh? I didn't see
Until it
it.
moved.
Yeah.
So when
I
you
only
go
seen the little one over there.
These quills are
Well, they
smooth
open
and they're
it's like-
designed to penetrate and actually go through.
They're really sharp.
These ones on the back,
It's like New Zealand where you have to let the feet under.
these two big bluebirds are pigeons from Papua New Guinea. They are, there's a blue comb pigeon with a solid blue comb, and the one with the white tips is a Victorian crown.
Oh my gosh, it likes you.
Okay,
Your friends. Oh.
that is a Cape Thickney. It's from South Africa. They live down on the ground, and they are extremely protective, and they're carnivores. And
Look at his
they lay
little
an egg
hair.
out on the ground, and the egg looks just like the. Hi there, yeah, it's me again.
Oh, don't run away.
Yeah. Okay, come on. Come on. I-
That funny girl.
Yeah, like I say, we just kind of have to watch
Yeah,
where you're
that's
stepping.
quiet, yeah.
Look at my real estate.
So he's like, I'm rich.
Yeah.
He will make up to
I'm welcome.
3 of these, and the female will come and pick the one she likes, and then they move in. She decorates the inside.
That is so funny.
Yeah, this is totally enclosed except for this little opening here.
Oh, is that the front door?
Yeah.
He even made a door.
Now,
Yeah.
they only use this one season
Wow.
and abandon it.
Oh, that's a lot of Wow. work.
We
Yeah.
aren't
Every
sure
year.
why, but one thing that happens is just because of the weight, it caves in.
Mm.
But what happens is the bird flies out and maybe a rodent or a snake will move in.
Mm.
So people see a bird come in, a snake come out, the bird must be a shapeshifter and is a bad luck bird. In Botswana, they can go down to the edge of the river or a pond and they're able to wiggle their toes independently. That draws in little fish like minnows, and with that bill, they just
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what else we got here. Flamingo. When they're hatched, they're brown. They have the same diet as a flamingo, and they absorb a beta carotene from this. Briny shrimp, krill, and different elements. And that's how they get that color. Hey, Kovu. Okay, Mary. Okay, we got a couple of birds here. Hey, Kovu. How's my girl? Yeah. Yeah. Kovu and I have had a 12-year relationship.
Oh, wow.
When she was a chick,
Cool.
she would just follow me around. Now they're looking for a nesting area. She's starting to lay eggs now, so she's sort of like a teenager, doesn't she?
This is too cool.
They live about 70 years. They are demoiselle cranes. Demoiselle is French, it means little lady. This is the smallest crane. And what they're famous for is a migration from northern China to northern India. They fly inland upwards to like 27,000 feet. Yeah. Yeah, we got another ibis here on the sidewalk. This is the sacred ibis of Egypt. This is the bird that's been mummified in the Egyptian tombs. Yeah, this is a vulturine guinea fowl right here. Couple ducks here. These are two ducks that don't quack. They make a little whistling noise. They're called a white-faced whistler. The bath toy, the little rubber ducky, you know, the noise that it makes, that's the sound they make. This is thought to be the inspiration for the little rubber ducky.
Stretching because he woke up.
Yeah. Now there's an African spoonbill right there, the white one. And that's an Egyptian goose laying down.
So all the birds are tagged, it looks like.
Most of them are, yeah.
So they have to figure out that they're going to be compatible in here. I'm not attached to them.
Different colors because different species. There are 6 species of flamingos and we have 3. Up on the other side of the patio is a small pink bird. That is an African lesser. This one, light pink, is an African greater. Those are the only 2 African species of flamingos. They get their name, this one's bigger than the other. The bright colored bird is the American. The other 3 species are all South American varieties. But the flamingo, when they're hatched, they're a little gray puff bucket. They look like a cotton ball with toothpicks. Through their diet, which is the briny shrimp, krill, and algae, they turn the color. Now, on the leg itself, there's a joint that bends backward. That is not their meat. no knee in nature that bends back. That's an ankle. Their knee is up inside their body. So from that joint down, they're standing on their hip flexor, like a ballerina. And the reason they're here not anywhere is okay, if we go back up to the boarding area, you can do your potty break, get something to drink, refill of alcohol. Yes. No, there's only two.
Oh, okay, so
The third is the one is up by the road. We'll
okay.
drive by it.
Because I was like, which one's the third? And then I thought maybe that was one.
With that is, yeah, that's an East African crown crane, the malpue. They're the national bird of Uganda, and we'll see them when we drive down the road. But they nest in tall grass on the ground, and so they can sit on their nest. Of course you're going to fit. You guys are friends, and it's your birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Okay.
Watch your food. If you accidentally drop something, let us know. Stamp your feet. Or outdoor voice works really good. I mentioned earlier, this is our oldest truck. Built in 1949.
Wow.
And
1949.
so turning it over to Natalia, and where we're ever going, she's driving.
Yep.
So
Hopefully we can all come back here.
Yeah.
That's it. We can all come back. So how old are you turning today?
35.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl, what
Yeah.
is your king routine?
Oh, yeah, 35.
Oh yeah, I just like, oh.
a little loose steering. Okay, and we've got another thing. We always check with your party. They have 12 club lunch reservations.
Oh,
Got 5 of them here. Everyone's on. So we make sure.
thank you.
That's it. And don't forget you're in third. Okay. Gonna get out while the getting's good. You missed it at the start. You were a little late. I run a fairly unstructured. There's a pair of them, male and female. First thing, there's no Red River in Africa. But they get their name because they live near rivers and they have that reddish brown color.
Oh.
Now, if you keep nothing else about today, there's 2 things. That ankle on the flamingo you remember about, and also that color protects the animal,
Oh.
because most mammals other than primates, are red-green colorblind. Lions can't up, all they see are neutral browns. So anytime you see an animal with that reddish brown color, that's a protection against predators. So, especially there, even here it's hard to.
Oh, they're on the right there.
Right by the phone.
There they are, yeah.
Guess where the food is? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, there's nothing like having the female try to jump the fence.
Do they jump?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
that's why protocol that the animals don't know, but we try to stay at least 3 feet away. But sometimes the animals don't realize that. Okay, a couple things. That area we passed where they were working with the weed eaters, we're going to go in there on the way back because giraffes aren't out of the barn. Ostriches. We will be in this enclosure again on the way back, and I want to talk now. This is the best time to talk. There's a fence between us. Because they can waylay us in there and we get stuck. So hopefully when we are in there we won't be that close to them. But we have 2 female ostriches. We don't have any males. Males can be aggressive and unpredictable. So we have the females, and if anything they're overly friendly. They love people. They'll come down and sit in front of the truck and you might be stuck there for 20 minutes. So, they are a flightless bird. A couple reasons for that. It's not just their size. They have the wrong kind of feather. They don't have flight feathers. Flight feathers are that feather that birds have on their wings and on their tails. All of their feathers are like dusting feathers. Also, birds have a bone goes down the center of their chest. Muscles attached to that. That allows a bird to flap their wings. They're missing that. So they can't flap their wing. All they do is just shake. That and females can weigh 250 pounds. Males can weigh 350. So they are this color. That's how you can always tell a female. They're always the gray color. Males are always black because the male sits on the nest during the nighttime. And ostrich nests are similar to guinea fowl. They're a communal nest. You can have up to 30 eggs in one nest from different. Yeah, they're those big volley. Yeah. And a female can come up and pick out her own egg. Those communal nests, just a greater chance of survival because there's more there. Yeah, so they, like I said, they're really friendly. They'll come up.
Territorial.
See, that's. Yeah. Well, see why, I didn't know that about it. That's why I hang out with these young people.
I thought it was just ash.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
There's a baby too.
Right.
Okay. Southern white rhinos. They can get 5,500 pounds real easy. Have up to 4-inch thick skin. They can run 30 miles an hour, and they all have that big horn. So if they make it to adulthood, they have no natural predator, and they can live up to 50 years.
Oh.
And that's pretty much what we expect in captivity is 50 years. This is a female and her calf. Baby was born last July. His name's Ozzy. He was born the
Ozzy.
day Ozzy Osbourne died.
Oh.
Oh.
So they named him
That's why they named
Ozzy. You know, rhinos, for their size, they have these tiny eyes, and they don't really work very well. So they compensate by excellent sense of smell, and they have a really good hearing. And those ears can work independently. Yeah, exactly. That hump over their shoulder, that is a muscle system, and it has one job. That's to hold the head up. A head can weigh 500 pounds. And what's interesting with it, that natural slope of the head when they're standing, it gets their mouth close to their food. You know, helps them out a little bit. They are grazers, so they only eat grass in the wild. Here, they
How
eat
they
what
that
grass
fat
pops
then?
up, and then anything
A lot of
that
grass.
a horse eats, that's what all of these hoofed animals are getting. So the different kinds of hay, sweet feed, things like that. You see the dried mud? That's from the mud puddles. And we keep mud puddles around rhinos because they don't have sweat glands. So they need the mud and water to cool off. Dries, it's a type of sunblock. Also helps prevent boring insects penetrating the skin. Now I mentioned 4-inch thick skin. Most of that's right underneath their jaw. Because if something were silly enough to try to bite it, it's just, here's that skin to protect it. And the baby, when they're born, mom is very protective and she hides it. And by hiding it, she'll get between us and the baby. And one for you.
Yep.
You're my favorite. Okay, what she will do, he was born next door here, and she'd come out with him, put him up against the fence, and then she would lie down, and we couldn't see the baby. Here, there'll be times when he was younger, he'd lay down for a nap, and again, she would get between us, because in the wild, she's hiding them from predators. So, yeah, they're quite the pair. Dad is next door. Eventually, they will all be together. She has turned out to be super mom, and he has a history of any of his youngsters. He just kind of ignores them, or no big deal. This is her second baby, and with the first one, he would, the dad would just kind of, look at it. But if he was doing something that she perceived as not, that she didn't want, she would bellow out at him, and he just, oh, okay, and walk away. So they can come up to that gate right there, and so they're getting a little, familiar with all that.
Where'd the first baby go?
I don't know. He was 2 years old, and in the wild, anywhere between 2 and 3, that's when the youngster leaves. So he was already, before we separated him, he would, bellow out, and she, it's time to go. So I'm not sure where he went. Yeah, because we do a lot of trading with other facilities and things. Now, real quick on the skin on a rhino, you know, it's very rough, but I don't know if you noticed, there's a roll at the top of the front leg and also a lot of times by the hip. If you slide your finger underneath there, the skin is real soft and smooth because there's movement. You don't want that rough skin rubbing, that's going to chafe. So that
Look at his little
soft
booty.
baby skin.
Baby skin.
Yeah.
Kind of have a tail like a
Look
little.
at him.
Okay, so we
His
will go
mama.
see Dad real quick.
Under his mama. Mm. So when he get older, is he gonna leave too?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Mm.
It might stay. Okay. Alrighty.
Ooh, he's big. The daddy is really big.
Yeah, so here's Dad. He's just chilling out. Now you noticed his horn compared. I don't know if you was able to see the females. She has that straight horn. That's just the way the horn is growing, and she likes it that way. And she keeps it shaped like that. Most male rhinos have that classic upturned horn because for some reason when a male lays down, they instinctively rub that horn on the ground. That's why it's always shiny on the underside and it's curved up because it's constantly being rubbed. Alrighty.
There's a lot of flies on his eyes.
Flies on his eyes.
Yeah, a lot of times because of the flies, they'll put. I know the female has an ointment that they put around the eye.
I know that can be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show you guys some of the excellent we have here. Let me just put this here. This here. I'm gonna pass around in a bit here so you guys can also have that kind of visual and grip sensation. So horns and antlers. We're gonna talk about a lot about horns here because we do have a lot of antelope, and a lot of them have horns. Something interesting about horns is that they are a live bone. So you can even see that they are fused to the skull here. So they are spongy and on the inside. They have blood flow in them. They have nerve endings. So it's a live bone. That's what we like to call it. If you break it, you buy it. So you guys gonna see in the property a lot of funky horns. That's usually happens because one of the horns probably got traumatized when they were young, or they just broke it playing and it kind of just got a weird shape afterwards. So the horn is protected by this keratin shield, just like your fingernails and hair. So this is gonna be the shield protecting the horn. Horns are found in the Bovidae family, which are cattle, goats, sheep, antelope. Yeah, so I'm gonna pass it around for you guys. Here on top.
Like a limb,
Let me
so I
just,
can't bend over this.
here,
Thanks.
let me pass you this.
Oh, okay.
And antlers, they're found in the Cervidae family, which are deer, elk, moose, caribou. Tell me when you
In the shade. Okay, we did good. I haven't seen the zebras like this in over a week. They're usually way in the back. Lying down here with the zebra is the largest of the antelope. That's called an eland, and that's a migratory antelope from South Africa. Their claim to fame is they can reach 2,000 pounds. We don't have one that big. So they just amble all through South Africa. Now the zebras, everyone talks about the stripes and how the stripes are camouflage. Well, if that's camouflage, it's pretty poor because Natalia saw it from the road. So what happens though, when a whole group of zebras are together, it's called a dazzle. Comes from the dazzle effect. And what happens is your depth perception is affected and your eyes get tired really quick. Sort of like us reading a black and white document off a computer. So imagine you're a predator and here is this wall of black and white stripes. And it isn't just a single, it's multi rows back. And you know those are zebras, but you can't pick out where a zebra starts or where it finishes. So what happens is the individual zebra is hidden in the group. And that's why predators, when they attack, they come running up as the zebra panics and they start running. And when they run, they separate. Now the predator can pick out who to go after. And if you look at their necks, the stripe pattern extends up into the mane, and that's distorting how big that neck is. So it's possible that a predator will just jump, bite down, and get nothing. So that's the zebra with camouflage. There was a study done a few years ago. That confuses the fly. And UC Davis did a study a few years ago and proved that. And they, one of their observations was that in September, October, if you lived in Sacramento, wear striped clothing to keep flies away. So, yeah, that's in Africa. A lot of the diseases that affect other animals don't affect the zebras because the tsetse fly that the carrier is the tsetse fly, and they don't land and bite the zebras as much.
A good example, just look at the eland and look how many flies they have there on the neck, on the face, and just look at the zebra. Yeah.
Yeah, also zebras have never been domesticated. There have been some that were trained, but they don't really have the personality. Okay, we gotta get going.
Okay.
So have you? Yeah, you got this here. You see where those stumps are? Just on this side of the there. Yeah, the fire truck is over. Up and turn. It's a lot easier than trying to back up.
Yeah. Kind of got that vibe.
A group of impala. Now with impala, only the male has the horns, and our dominant male is the one closest to us. In that group is the male's harem of the females, and then there are some offspring of his in there. There are 2 juvenile males that eventually will be asked by dad to leave the herd. You know, but right now they're still there. And what's interesting, besides the ability to do those big leaps when they start running, impalas on their bottom jaw, right in the center, is a tooth, and it wobbles, and it's called a groomer, and it works like a comb to pull parasites and dirt off of each other. So they do a lot of grooming.
Yeah.
And now, to the left of us that just popped up is the Cape buffalo of South Africa. You want to talk about buffaloes?
Yeah. So Cape buffalo, they're known for being
You want to get back in the truck.
probably, yeah. So buffalo, they are known for being for having these really tight and close family relationships. So usually with the antelopes or zebras or whatever prey it is, if a predator chases one of your member, they're just like, okay, see ya, nice knowing ya, and they're just gonna bounce. The Cape buffalo is different. If you mess with one of them, it means that you're messing with every single one of them. So they're just gonna do everything it takes to take their member back. So buffalo, they're considered the big 5. Now the big 5 has changed the connotation over the years. Way back then, the big 5 were considered the 5 hardest animals to hunt by foot, or the most dangerous animals to hunt by foot. and there were lions, leopards, rhinos, elephants, and Cape buffalo.
Guys, all guys, one o'clock, there will be sandwiches provided by Nancy Lang.
So like when you go to a safari in Africa, those are the 5 animals that you want to see. Right here, right now, like we're pretty safe because we know their boundaries, we respect them, we're not messing with them. But yeah, they are considered one of the most dangerous animals, because if you try to hurt one of them or try to pet maybe the baby, they're gonna go after you because they think that you're a threat. So here, this herd here, we have our male, which is I think straight ahead there. He's a, let me see. You see this brown calf that is close to us straight ahead? He's the one directly behind it. Yeah,
that's Woody.
yeah, that's Woody. That's our dominant bull. Here we just have one dominant bull, and usually a dominant female too. But in the wild, it's very common for them to have big herds of 200, 300, and for it to be several bulls, but like just one is gonna be the dominant male. Is something you want to add to the Cape buffalo?
Yeah, with the dominant males, the males are around for breeding and for security. These buffalo are matriarchal. There is a dominant female. And when they are all lying down in a big meadow and it's time to leave, they stand up. Whichever way the majority is facing is the way they travel. And they're led by the female. And the way they make up their herds is they always make sure the old are in the center, surrounded by the young, which is the opposite of the one thing that they can do is they can imprint a smell and remember it for over a year. They have been known to attack hunters a year after their first encounter. And with that sense of smell, they can actually track. So they have followed hunters back to camps and have to attack. So this group is coming down here because they heard the food truck. So we're heading on out and heading out Peninsula and then down. So we're going to go up to ADAX. Okay, this is a Gemsbok from Botswana and South Africa. There is a baby all the way on the back side. It's lying down. It's a juvenile. Notice it's tan. Most baby antelope, when they're born, they're tan or a light brown, because mom will hide the baby. Baby's too weak to join the herd. It's called stashing. And there's no set time. Each species that stashes is a little bit different. With the Gemsbok, they are extreme stashers. Baby will stay away until they already starts getting the horns. And it's starting to turn color. The Gemsbok claim to fame is they are the exception to the rule. Most desert antelope are white or a light tan because that's a cooler color. Also though, both male and female have horns. Because as Natalia said earlier, those are portable air conditioners. They're like a radiator. Hot blood flows up the horn, it cools, cool blood goes down into their head, keeps their brain cool. Now these are found primarily in the Kalahari. Kalahari straddles Botswana and South Africa's border. And each country at the southern end of the Kalahari have a national park dedicated to these animals.
Yeah, and Namibia too.
Yeah, and then they're a migratory. They go into I can't
Namibia.
pronounce it. Yeah, but to get through some of the heat, if you look, their bellies are pure white, and the bottom half of their legs are white. That reflects any heat coming up from the ground. At the base of the horns are growth plates, just like our kids have. She ran into something when she was young, damaged the growth plate, and she's got a horn going off to the side.
Aww.
Yeah, it has not affected her. She's had quite a few little babies up here. So,
Yeah, like I said, we're gonna have some funky shape horns here because of that. If you damage while it's growing, it could be either like that, it can look crooked, or we also have some ones that also look like they were cut down. Yeah, like I said, they are permanent structures. You break it, you buy it. So it turns like that. Now her name is Lefty because of that, because her horn turns to the left.
anytime you see a little hole like this in an oak tree, that's a nest of a woodpecker.
Interesting that they love oak trees.
Yeah.
So the Lion King. Oh, you can't see very well? Let me just pull up. So a lot of people, myself included, we know wildebeest because of the stampede of Mufasa. But let's forget about the Lion King drama. Those are really fascinating animals because they are the leaders of the Great Migration. So the Great Migration is something that happens year-round in Africa. It's a circle that they do, a 1,600-mile circle between Tanzania and Kenya. And it's all a search of survival. They just want water and fresh grass and just safe places to reproduce. So what those animals can do is that they can smell the rain up to 40 miles of the distance, and they will follow it. And they're like, okay, we're smelling the rain, we're following. And the other animals, like the other antelopes, like the eland or Thompson gazelle, or even the zebras that we saw, they're gonna look at them and they're gonna be like, yo, they know where to go, so let's just follow. So it's just really beautiful what they do, like year round. And they have this thing called synchronization birth, where basically it's gonna be around 1.5 million wildebeest on the Great Migration. And what the females, the pregnant females, are gonna do is that they're gonna synchronize their birth. So it's not uncommon to see one baby wildebeest being born, and then another day another one, and then another one, and then another one. They have this pheromone that is released and makes all the other female, pregnant wildebeest just give birth. And unlike the other antelopes that we were talking about the gemsbok being a stasher, they hide their babies. Those antelopes are going to be very different. Their babies are just going to hit the ground running, quite literally. They are born, like after a few minutes being born, they're already standing up, they're already walking. Another 30 minutes, they're already running. And within just a couple of days, they're already keeping up with the herd. Because they need that, okay, let's go, move. It is a very dangerous migration. They do cross the
Going down
river.
Main South Main.
Bears eat the stubble. So nature just naturally has developed this resource management.
For instance, they like the tall, thick, fibrous grass, while some other antelopes they like the more thin, just short grass. So it's really good because they trim the landscape and help other herbivores to just eat and thrive. It's pretty cool. Any questions about wildebeest? Oh, okay. Well, it seems a lot. Can you guys see the baby?
Oh, it's another little baby.
Yeah, there's two babies there. Let me just scoot a little forward.
Yeah, this one that just stood up was born on Sunday.
Aww.
These are Adax. It's a classic desert antelope. They just in general, male and female have the horns. Big horns, cool more blood. Yeah, some of them have a winter coat, that little brown, but in the wild, especially, the hotter it gets, the whiter they get, because that's cool. Let's go see some giraffes.
Baby.
Yeah, these, I don't know, do they go for how dangerous these things are? Yeah. Next to, take photo, just real quick, okay, over here on the left is another antelope. It's called a roan. Now, if they were out and about, you'd see that everybody has horns. And they are not a desert antelope. They're found primarily in East Africa. And that horn is for protection because in Kenya, this antelope is known as the lion killer. They don't go hunting lions, but they will defend themselves. And that curved horn is very effective defensive weapon if something gets on its back. The black and white mask that the adults have is thought to be the inspiration for a tribal mask, because indigenous people would see these fighting lions and want to honor their warrior spirit. This would be good. First off, with giraffes, try to take a look at those tongues.
Yeah,
it's
really
a
long.
purplish gray color, and the reason for that is, first off, a giraffe sleeps only a few hours a day, and they sleep in little power naps, and they sleep with their eyes open because they sleep like a dolphin, just half their brain at a time. And if they aren't doing these little power naps, they're looking for food. And that tongue is in constant motion outside in Africa looking for food. And in captivity, this is licking is kind of it's a bad habit they've picked up. And in Africa, that tongue is out in the sun so long it could get sunburned. So it's colored with melon as a sunblock. Their tongues are about 18 inches long, and they're two-tone because the last half of the tongue doesn't need the protection. And if you look, especially this one, the drool is very important. It's a real sticky, thick substance, and if they accidentally get a thorn, like off of an acacia tree, that thorn is instantly coated in this drool, and it protects it, so if they swallow the thorn, it doesn't poke any hole going down, and also it doesn't poke any hole coming out. So that drool is very, very important. They're elastic. So when a giraffe lowers their head, these blood vessels fill with extra blood that when the giraffe raises the head up quickly, they don't pass out.
Our male giraffe, and yeah, he's around 17 feet tall. 17 to 18.
Yeah, he only stays, all of our males, we only have one at a time because all of these giraffes are registered, similar to thoroughbred horses. And we keep one male for 4 or 5 years, and then we rotate in another one. That keeps our gene pool strong. We keep the females, and then they rotate the male.
Bump on the forehead that is more prominent, right under the occipitals. Let me just do the turn around. Just very fast, this blue bird here to our right, that is called the blue crane, and it's the national bird of South Africa. So birds, we're gonna talk a little bit more birds, but birds have 5 ways of finding a mate and bonding with them. It's either gonna be singing, dancing, looking pretty, building nests, or being a provider. What those are gonna do, the blue cranes, they are gonna dance. So sometimes you just see them jumping around, kind of flapping their wings, and it's their courtship. And look at Mango eating their grass there.
That's how humans used to observe cranes. That's when we learned how to dance.
That's so interesting.
See, I'm a liberal arts guy. Yeah,
Because they thought it was just
because cranes, you know, like I said, everyone will just start dancing. Okay, forward.
Is this the male?
No, the male was the one behind. That's also
Oh.
a female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bump is not that big. It's just a little bump there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just one male and a bunch of female.
We'll be going down the road and get a little bit closer to it.
Okay. Yeah, they all look alike.
Yeah.
Predators and also battling other males.
coming
Because
out
they're from the
also called
Sahara, the primary function is gonna be to pull off their brains a little bit. They're known as the acrobats of the wild because they can jump and run and leap gracefully and very fast too.